like I used to let people know, you have at the realm of affairs a man that is humanitarian in nature, empathic, and that is very passionate about issues of the vulnerable and the less privileged. So I can only speak as it concerns my ministry,
Right.
and endeared me a lot to Mr. Governor, knowing his humanitarian tendencies.
Right.
That's why I can say boldly that at the realm of affairs is the right man, with the right emotions, especially at a time like this when we have pandemic
Right.
and it's a global trend, and yet we have a man that is sound enough to attend to issues that surrounds the pandemic in a manner that will be beneficial
Right.
to all the people in Lagos State. Thank you very much. The mandate of the ministry is to initiate wealth creation policies. We formulate, we execute, and we evaluate all our executed, humanitarian policies. Now, we are equally linked with Ministry of Humanitarian in Abuja, and that is why most of their policies are rooted through the ministry to the advantage of the youth, the common man, the urban poor, all the people, in Lagos State that falls under the vulnerable and in the households. So their policies are rooted through our ministry for implementation.
Right.
But outside that, like I told you earlier, we equally have at the realm of affairs in Lagos an humanitarian leader who resonates a lot with what is happening in Abuja. And very soon we'll be replicating most of these policies equally in Lagos.
Right.
We have several departments. We have entrepreneurship department. We have partnership department. When we have employment, that employment department, I would rather call it employability.
Okay.
Because we don't employ direct, but we come up with a lot of policies that will make you employable. Like mindset reorientation, thinking out of the box, having a dream. We want you to be more of a young entrepreneur than looking for white collar jobs. People in the blue collar space, the artisans, we are the one in charge of them in Lagos State.
Right.
Yeah, you see, this is why I give all those qualifications to Mr. Governor. You will agree with me that it is not the ministry that deals with those infrastructures that you see, but we have a man that knows the importance, that is able to think through most of the things we do, like upskilling all our assistants,
Right.
which it doesn't play with. In fact, we have an unprecedented record because it has never happened like that we're having several thousands of different vocations, to be upskilled on a yearly basis.
Right.
And this year is going to come out very different. We are equally going to give them not the rudimentary tools, we're going to give them professional tools.
Right.
As they graduate, we upskill not only their knowledge, we upskill their equipment.
Right.
So that they do not forget what we've taught them. So many landmark achievements in this ministry. Talking about GIPP, I've been on your station to talk about GIPP.
Right.
And it's an ongoing thing. Is interested in making sure our youths are engaged, because an angry youth is an hungry youth is an angry youth.
That's right.
With a situation whereby all our youths will not be engaged, that has a lot of spillover effect. So is interested in their engagement And I told you about last Jeep before, Lagos State Internship Placement Program,
Right.
which we are still doing. We are placing youth. We even have a platform we relate on a regular basis to those that have not been placed. We are looking for where to place them. To those that have been paid, we are making sure that they have a seamless stipend payment process without any, Mr. Governor approved that 40,000 should be given to each intern on a monthly basis.
Right.
And they're entitled to take it for 6 solid months with expectation that those companies, off-takers, will, see the value in their service and will retain them.
And how many of them were put into that scheme?
Yes, it's 4,000, but right now we're working on 2,000. As I'm speaking with you, we've done about 1,500 and something. We placed about 1,500 and something. We have only 400 left in the first phase. And like I said, it's like a yearly thing in our budget. So it will be continuous. We must meet. But even outside those, we are equally doing so many other things that are related to youth.
Right.
Like a partnership with an American company.
Right.
That in training our youth on solar energy. Mr. Governor has, given us approval to go ahead with that. And we have a lot of graduates on our portal.
Right.
So just expunging them and giving them opportunities to be young entrepreneurs that we want them to be. When they're fully trained for this solar, energy thing,
right,
we want to look at how to give them startups so that they on their own can start doing what they have learned.
Right.
They are youths, really. Categorically, they are youths. We are more interested, but everybody like we are, very soon we're having a program on urban poor, which cuts across women, men, and youth themselves. But outside that, we are mainly, Mr. Governor is really interested in the youth engagement part of the mandate of the ministry. He's seriously interested in us engaging the youth in any diverse ways.
Right.
So we'll stop at nothing to achieve that.
Okay.
And equally, there's a program coming up right now, and that is to address the disconnect between government and the youth. We call it talent hunt.
Right.
We want to go to each of the communities. We'll have a youth ambassador in each. We'll have a youth ambassador
right,
in each of the local governments who will coordinate all the youth for us. Then we'll speak with them. We want to know what their dreams are, and we intend moving with them forward with their dreams, so that in a situation where they are saying they don't even know what government is doing. When I hear such statements, I can't go, because in our days we are the one looking for how we stand to benefit
right,
from whatever program government does. But these days I can see competency on this generation. So we are going to their route. We want to go down to the community to fish them out, let them know, hey, this government is addressing your issue. Please take advantage.
Right. Employment Trust Fund. Is that under your purview as well?
In fact, that is the only board under us. That's the only board under us. And we share a lot of responsibilities together. We mandate the same, and we see them as the corporate, harm of this engagement.
Okay.
We see as the corporate arm because, their own operations are seamless than ours. All those technocracy, requirements are not part of. They have their process, they have their procedures, but they are not held on with bureaucracy and all that.
Right.
So it's LSCT of Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, and that's the only, board we have under us.
The ministry. All right.
Yeah.
We'll talk about...
Victor, I really want to let you know something. You
Okay.
know, Mr. Governor is doing a lot on number one pillar of this team's agenda.
Right.
We are doing a lot. And I want to advise you, call on the Commissioner for Transportation.
Yeah, he's been here.
Oh, he's been with you.
Yes,
okay.
we've had
these roads that you're mentioning that are free, they are part of the good initiative of Mr. Governor in transportation.
Definitely.
We're trying to, most of those bridges and roundabouts that are not really necessary in Lagos.
Right.
Look at the number of vehicles that ply our roads are being made seamless. And I'm sure Fred will have done a lot of justification to
yes,
that.
he has done that.
That's why you're having free here, free there. Because we have a strong master plan on transportation.
Right.
And anywhere we see hitches, anywhere we see a lot of queues all the time, we get round to look at what are the causes of this, because we look at the travel time and we look at the need, to make it quicker and faster, because time is money, as you'll agree with me.
That's definitely the truth right here in Lagos.
That's why we're doing a lot.
All right, so let's reconnect with your ministry then and still, take this conversation further to the next level. A lot, you said, has been achieved in this.
I told you about the departments that were under us, not agencies under us.
Right.
I told you about entrepreneurship. I told you about partnership. And I told you about employment, which I would rather call employability.
Employability, right.
Now, GIPP is under employment.
Okay.
Now, we do a lot, too, on entrepreneurship. Like this year, too, we are upskilling, 2,000 artisans, and we are giving them advanced tools. We're not giving them the small rudimentary tools. We are giving them those tools that we're used to upskill them.
Right.
So that as they graduate, they still continue to operate with those tools.
What kind of tools are we referring to here?
Just in each vocation, there are different types of tools. Now, if you're talking about fashion designing, you have the initial singer, machine that will naturally do, any cloth cutting. Then you move away from there. You have you have this other one, they call it whooping machine,
right,
whereby, professionals equally use them, when necessary to whip, designs. So people in that category will not look for a single machine, because we know one way or the other, Lagos State must have provided that.
Right.
We will now go further to give them like a whooping machine, which most of them find difficult to get, so that, and which is part of what they use to train them where they are trained. We now give it to them, like a free grant, and that is in continuation, with what we are doing to artisans.
Right. Let's talk about the vulnerables that we have in the state and the register that has been created by the government to ensure that people get something. Yeah, the social register. How has it been?
The social register is not domiciled with us. It's with Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget. They are the one that established the social register. But you see, that is what the World Bank, those are indices of operation for the World Bank in the interjection that they are trying to do at the federal level.
Okay.
But one thing that you can't take away is the fact that it is a social register meant for this state. But you see, when it comes back to us, you see, after we must have followed all their indices, or after Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget must have followed all their indices in the selection of the vulnerable and indigent families.
Right.
We have the World Bank and the federal government will give us an average number. Like if for Amuwodofi, we forwarded 10,000 indigent, it may come back with 1,000 something for us as beneficiaries. So we are looking at addressing that, because oftentimes when we go to distribute, to do the cash transfer, we see a lot of families who are not happy, who are saying that, we went together with others that are beneficiaries now. How come they are not benefiting? So we want to domesticate those social registers to really reflect our own vulnerable and household, and we will not, there wouldn't be any need for us to say.
All right, then.
Okay, thank you very much. The only way you can benefit from us is that you must have the initial training. We don't train afresh, we upskill. That's what we do. We upskill from our end. And it means that you must have gotten knowledge that we need to, upskill for you. In which case, you have to first of all approach WAPA.
Okay.
And WAPA, don't be fooled, does men and women now. WAPA is not restricting herself to only women, because we have boys out there that equally have, that needs to have vocational knowledge. So she will train you. When WAPA does the training, we'll take it up from there. Then we upskill you to 21st century economy trends in terms of knowledge to acquire. Do you understand?
Right.
So that's how that flies.
Okay.
But if you want to be engaged as a youth, our GIPP is continuous.
That's the graduate internship
Placement program.
Right.
All you need to do is to go on this link, gipplasg.lagostate.gov.ng, all in small letters. Please, when they do that, you enter into our portal, then fulfill all that the portal requires of you, and you will be free to join our interns. It's only internship program that is alive right now that we are doing. And like I told you, we want to do talent hunt.
Okay. When is that coming up?
No, it's an ongoing process. We haven't started, but we'll start. Okay. We are coming to your community to know what are those things you think your dreams are. Then we take it on from there to assist you to achieve them.
Right. For those
I think that can only come from a humanitarian governor.
Right. So for those who want to tap into...
who is resolute on youth engagement.
Great. So for those who want to tap into the LSETF, that's the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund.
You are free to approach LSETF.
And what are the things that they need? What would they need for that?
When they get there, they will let them know. We don't control them.
Okay.
They are under us, but they have their process. They are independent. Administration is actually offering so many things. If you go to Agric, we have fantastic things we are offering. If you have anything that is Agric related, just go to their website. If you go to WAPA, things are working there. If you come to Wealth Creation, just go into, our website. You see all that we do, and please take advantage. Don't just sit back, fold your arms, and be expecting goodies or niceties. You've got to move. This is a generation, that got to where they are through hard work. So you can't just sit, you are complacent, and you want things to fall in places for you. You've got to make a move. Make move. Right. Go into the website. Find out what is happening in a related ministry, like the creative industry right now, Ministry of Art, Culture and Tourism. A lot is happening there. So go to their website, you will know what to do. If you want to get into the creative industry, opportunity abounds. So don't just be fretting with yourself, without making moves.